Yo, what's up guys? How are you doing? This is Ov Gilberto and you are welcome to Bass's Ov Gilberto YouTube channel. What bass should I buy? 5 string, 4 string, 6 string, 7 string, 100 strings? Please start with a 4 string bass, because a 4 string bass gives you all the fundamentals of learning these 4 strings properly, and then you extend to other 5 or 6 strings. And in all music schools, most of the times, people start learning by 4 string. And when it comes to written music, it's always written to favor 4 strings in the beginning. I've seen a number of books that do that way. And I came to realize that it's because they think that learning from 4 string is the main thing. Even a double bass is 4 string. Well, over recent, I've seen 5 string too. But traditionally, a double bass is supposed to be 4 strings. Now, when you look at all the beginner lessons, they are structured to favor a 4 string bass. When you look at all the beginner techniques, are structured to favor someone to play it on a 4 string bass. So, I'm not saying you shouldn't learn from a 5 string bass. I've seen a number of guys picking up a 5 string bass. Here with me, I have a Korean handmade bass, 5 string, and I also have a LTD B305 5 string. But I've seen a number of people using a 5 string bass on a gig, but he is actually playing a 4 string or even a 2 string bass. Finally, to conclude about a 4 string bass, a 4 string bass is very good for learning beginner exercise and songs which are written to favor 4 strings. Everything you learn best, you start with a 4 string bass traditionally, but you're free to jump the steps and go for 5 string bass or 6 string bass. Whoever has been asking me questions, should I use a 4 string bass or a 5 string? If you're really a very beginner, you've never played bass, it's your first time, I don't have data, but by 100%, I recommend you to buy a 4 string bass and then maneuver with the challenges. And when you grow up, keep growing up as you learn properly, grow up, and then from there, you can pick a 5 string bass. I'm done. Now here comes a 5 string bass. 5 string bass is a beast, guys, is a beast. Now, a 5 string bass is the same as a 4 string bass, okay? Take off this big string, the B string. Once you take it, you remain with a 4 string bass. Okay, now let's be specific. I'm going to bring 2 important things here. 3. 1, there are notes that you cannot get on a 4 string bass and you can get them on a 5 string bass. Let's look at them up here on the screen. Note number 1 is this B, open B, and note number 2 is the C, which is right here on the B string, but on the first fret. And then note number 3 is the C sharp, which is here on the 2nd fret on the B string. You can't get it on a 4 string bass. Note number 4 is the D, the lowest D, which is here on the 3rd fret B string. You can't get that on the 4 string bass. Then the last note, the 5th note, which you can't get on a 4 string bass, is the E flat, or you say D sharp, in the way you want to say it. So those are 5 low notes that you can never get on a 4 string bass. Now, I know some guys are there saying, I can detune my bass. Whoa, wait. I don't want to go into that. I don't want to speak 2 languages at the same time. I'm trying to be so basic, I'm trying to be so rational at explaining this. Don't spoil the soup, okay? So I'm not talking about detuning issues. So from E flat, I can't talk to this E. This E on the 5th fret on the B string, this E, is the same as this E on the 4th string bass. So the 4th string bass, this lowest E, is here on the 5th fret on a 5 string bass. That's the first advantage. More 5 notes, low notes that you can't get on a 4 string bass. I'm done. Okay, another advantage. In case you are sight reading notes, music written for bass notes, and you're supposed to play lower notes, if they write the notes on these lower notes, on these lower notes here on the B string, the 5 string bass will easily play that, and the 4 string bass will be limited. You cannot play them. You need a 5 string bass. That's another advantage, number 2. Okay? I hope you get me well. The same notes helps a lot when it comes to sight reading. Okay? And if for the same notes, if you have music that has been played using those low notes, you cannot play them because you don't have a 5 string bass. You don't have the B. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about is that a 5 string bass is very good for scale playing. You have more wider range to play. Like I can play like the D major scale here. I mean, I have more extension of movement, you understand, moving through these changes here. But on a 4 string, because you start from the E string as the lowest string, then at some point you're limited. Now, you may not have understood me here. A 5 string bass helps a lot to help you play more octaves. You understand? So I can start a D like from here. That's 1 octave. Okay? I can go. That's 2 octaves. Those are 3 octaves. You understand? So it's an advantage. It's really an advantage. Trust me. And it makes a lot of sense. Okay? Any other business, a 5 string bass gives you more option of runs because you have more strings. Okay? You can start from B and move much more if you're fast at playing your licks and runs. You nail it good on a 5 string than on a 4 string. A 6 string bass is the same as a 5 string bass. Now the difference is that there's a high C up here, or you'd say down, practically looking, but pitch-wise up here. Okay? So this is what I will say about 6 string players. For time I've seen it. Most of the time 6 string players are playing 5 string bass. Most of the times. If you disagree with me, you're right. But most of the time 6 string players are playing a 4 and a 5 string bass. Why? Because the groove section in any song will always lie on a 4 string bass or a 5 string bass. If you disagree, it's okay, but make your research. And if you've never played 6 string bass, you're going to argue a lot. Those who are playing 6 string, they can tell you. Most of the time, 6 string bass players are playing 5 string bass. That doesn't mean that 6 string bass equal to 5 string bass. No, it's not. Why? Because it has the C string, the highest C, the highest note on the bass. Now, these are the advantages that a 6 string bass player has. In most cases, a 6 string bass player can play chords much more cleaner than a 5 string or a 4 string bass. Because of the high C, if I play, this is a A7 chord on a 4 string, it's going to sound much more clean. Or major 7, you understand? Because of the other high C, it's going to make things sound much better. You understand? So that's advantage number 1. Advantage 2 is that if a 6 string player is to play licks, runs, scales, blah, blah, is going to sound might sound much more better than a 4-string bass or a 5-string bass if he knows what he's doing and he knows well how to use his string C. The C string is a beast. You better check a 6-string bass. You understand? So it's going to do that. Another advantage on a 6-string bass is that for sight reading higher notes, a 6-string bass player has more easier options than a 4 and a 5-string bass because of the note of C, where he can play everything in one position. Believe it, agree or disagree, a 6-string bass player will be better. Good. I'm done. I don't want to waste your time. Anything else you have, please comment section, okay? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Now, the conclusion here is that which bass should I pick? A 4-string bass, a 5-string bass, or a 6-string bass? Unfortunately, I don't have a 6-string bass player, bass here to show you. Now, in my opinion, if you give me those basses and I'm to go to the gig, most of the time, I will pick a 5-string bass. The reason is that the 5-string bass has the lower B. That means I'll be able to nail all the lows at any point, and that is the fundamentals of playing bass. Most of the time, they need the groove to be tight and no demand, okay? Because I'm not going to, blah, blah, blah. You understand? And so, why would I pick a 5-string bass? Is that I feel like even though I don't go for the high notes, because you'll find most of the time playing on a gig, if let's say Ugandan gigs here, for example, here in Uganda, Kampala, the type of gigs most of you guys get will not even allow you to solo. And that's something I didn't talk about, that a 6-string player, when they is given solo, he can blow everyone easily because he has the C string, okay? And his work rate is minimum, okay? Now, in Uganda, how many times are you going to get a gig to solo? Unless it's a jazz, it's a pop, which very few people are in there, okay? So I would pick a 5-string, looking at those scenarios, that 5-string bass, I'll have everything that the band wants from me. So, but then 4-string bass is really tricky. I may not really pick a 4-string bass for my own reasons for the time I've been playing. So I'll either pick a 5 or a 6-string bass player. So bass, why bass player? Bass, okay? Now, disclaimer. So whoever has heard me talk about this and you think like, for example, you may say, I'm demeaning 6-string bass players. No. And you're free to pick a 6-string bass looking at all this. And people who are playing these basses, they know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not exaggerating anything. So please, feel free. And all beginners on TikTok, on every platform who have been asking me, blah, blah, what should I do? Please understand what to do now. If you're a real beginner, take your time, nail it on a 4-string bass, do it to the best, okay? I still play 4-string I love it so much. And sometimes I pull it out on a gig and I want to play that, depending on what I see. I play double bass. I prefer the one of 4 strings. Recent, I've been playing classical music, and in orchestra, I'm seeing music that needs me to have a 5-string double bass. Sooner or later, I have to look for one, you understand? But the issue is you can't play a 5-string double bass without a 4-string double bass. You don't understand the concept, you're going to mess up, right? Are we good to go? That's it. So guys, that's the issue, and I hope this lesson has helped you. For so many questions that have been coming up, I hope we're at par. Thank you for following. I'll keep checking. My videos are coming up every week. And today it's not been a day of play, and show chord, blah, blah, blah. No. You understand? Bye-bye.